Hello, my name is Jimmy and welcome to the 2024 Nissan Altima. What generally is like the NPC of, well, everyday sedans, the Altima, well, here, at least in Canada, it actually makes quite the impact on the family sedan market simply because of pricing. Because, well, the base Altima, it comes with all-wheel drive. And it starts at 34,000 Canadian dollars. As tested here, just over 39,000 Canadian. And that basically beats all of its competitors, even the Sonata. And generally speaking, well, Sonata has always been about pricing, and this beats it. So what makes this attractive is, of course, the pricing. But there's actually a decent amount to love. Although the sales numbers suggest otherwise, you know what? I think it's time that we give the Altima just a bit of a chance. The looks of the Altima is totally acceptable. It looks inoffensive in today's styling world. The SR trim is a little bit sportier with the darkened out grille, the 19-inch wheels, and dual exhaust tips on the bottom. Like I said, it doesn't stand out, but it doesn't have to. It's a family sedan. It's perfectly fine in its own setting. And I do like this kind of floating roof design that basically all Nissan has got. It's a good looking vehicle from the outside. Opening up the trunk, and you get 15.4 cubic feet of space. Quite a bit of space for a family sedan. And of course, you can fold down those rear seats 60-40 to increase that cargo capacity as you need. There's really no thrills in the trunk. Like there's no like grocery hooks or anything like that that really, well, makes the trunk more usable. There's no dividers like the Nissan Rogue would have, but it's a vast space for you to throw all your things in. Moving to the rear seats, it's actually really comfortable. Headroom, legroom, both are very good. Seating surfaces is fine. While you don't get heated seats, I do get ventilation in the center as well as USB ports. If you're thinking of carrying kiddos in here, well, I am a child passenger safety technician, and I can certainly tell you that there's no issues fitting car seats in here. On the driver's side, this is the Collect Link base, good for kiddos from when they're born all the way to like maybe 1 or so. The doors open nice and wide so you can glide the infant carrier right inside. No problems with that. Once in, there's plenty of space for even the driver in front. So no real issues here. On the passenger side, this is a Collect Funfin rear facing. This is what my child's currently in. He's currently like 3 and a bit. And yeah, he jumps right into it. No issues. There's plenty of headroom for him. Legroom is good as well. So no issues there. Myself at 5'11", I'm able to still sit in front of that child seat with no issues as well. So yeah, if you're thinking of carrying like 4 people in here, that shouldn't be, well, any problems. Sadly, you can't fit 3 car seats in the back. It's just not wide enough, at least, well, safely. I'm sure you can cram 3 car seats in here if you really wanted to, but it's just not safe if you're going to be doing so. So my suggestion, 2 car seats max for the Altima. If you're thinking of carrying forward-facing seats, here's a Collect Uber. No issues. The one thing I would note is the headrest itself. They're non-movable, so some car seats may interfere with that. So do double check that. As for lower anchors, there's 2 sets as most vehicles have. One on the driver's side, one on the passenger side, just behind this flap. This flap is kind of ugly, but I mean, it's better than those plastic hinges that you lose. So I give it a pass. As for upper anchors, you do get 3 just behind the headrest. As for the front seats here, this is Nissan's zero gravity seats, so they're really comfortable. They're heated with adjustable lumbar support, only a 2-way though, but that's okay. In front of me, I do get this racing inspired or sporty steering wheel with the flat bottom. The stitching on the inside is actually quite nice, and you have all your typical buttons that Nissan generally puts on the wheel. Pretty normal stuff there. And just behind is, well, your typical cluster with your analog as well as your digital readout in the center. It's fine. There's plenty of info in the center to show you everything you need, from directions to speed readout to even how much air pressure is in the tires. It has all that info there. No heads-up display, but you do get this widescreen infotainment system. This has been updated from before, and I do like it. The widescreen just makes it a little bit more modern comparing to the previous generation. You do get some dedicated buttons on the left, which doesn't go away. Love that. So you can always easy access like the Nissan menus whenever you need. It is a little laggy when you're within like the Nissan menus for whatever reason. But within CarPlay, it's been fine, and it is wireless CarPlay, so that's been nice. Dedicated volume knob here, and dedicated forward and back track as well. So it has all the physical buttons that one would need, including your dual zone climate control, and that's a really nice unit. It's super simple and easy. There's nothing wrong with it. Maybe it doesn't look the best, but hey, it's super easy to use. You press your auto, you have your dials for your temperature. What more do you really need? Qi charger on the bottom, as this has the premium package, and that's really it. I mean, the interior of the Altima is, there's parts that's kind of scratchy and not the best kind of materials that's used, but for the bits that you touch and the bits that you're going to be kind of feeling, it's fine. For the price of the vehicle, this is more than acceptable. Underneath the hood of the Altima, every single Canadian model is powered with a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder. Paired with all-wheel drive, it makes 182 horsepower and 178 pound-feet of torque. In between, it is a CVT, better than the previous, but it is a CVT, and I know some people hate Nissan CVTs, but I would say give it a shot. It's much better than it was before. It really, really is. And no, Nissan's not paying me to say that or anything like that, but it actually is quite a bit better than before. Response times is a lot better as well. Driving along right now, if I need to accelerate, it's all right. It's all right. It's not that bad. And with the SR model here, you get paddles on the back to control the CVT. It essentially puts it as an 8-speed transmission, and it does pretty well. Third, second, floor it. Third. It does have that kind of automatic torque converter, like gear shift kind of sound between the gears itself. But it's fine. You know, it's a family sedan. You're probably not going to be using those paddles too much anyways. There is a dedicated little button here to engage sport mode, which, it's a little hidden and most people won't actually use. I also know that if you get it in the front-wheel drive model, you get a little bit more power than this all-wheel drive model, which makes me think this one, it's going to be a little bit slower. In terms of the ride, it actually is quite nice. It's soft enough that you're not going to worry about every day, but it's still a little bit on the firm side where you're going to feel the imperfections in the road, and you're going to feel what's going on with the chassis. It's not just going to float around like a Toyota may be. This is somewhere between a Toyota and a Honda, because actually more like between a Toyota and a Mazda maybe, because the Mazda is definitely towards that sporty side. It's definitely stiffer. This is very similar to how a Honda will drive, except a Honda steering wheel will definitely give you a little bit more accuracy. This is very light, so it doesn't give you all that much confidence, but it does have like all the adaptive cruise. The Nissan Pro Pilot does work really well in keeping you in track with the middle of the lane, so I haven't had any issues, but it is definitely light. Overall, the Altima is a good vehicle. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just nowhere near as popular as it once was. I don't see that many on the road, and I guess it's a little bit of a shame, because family sedans, it's kind of what I grew up with, right? My family had a Passat. I had Accords, like many of them. And I like family sedans as it's the staple of, just family trips for me. Sure, the market today is different with SUVs and whatnot, but a family sedan is a little bit more fun to drive. And for some, that matters a little bit more, right? And as tested here, 39,000 Canadian with all-wheel drive, all the goodies that you have. This widescreen infotainment, wireless CarPlay, Qi charger. Yeah, there's nothing really to hate about it. There really isn't. Even the CVT is good. Using the paddles, leaving it on drive, it honestly doesn't sound as bad as it used to. And it's more reliable than it was before. I know Nissan had reliability issues with their old CVTs, but this is definitely better. The newer ones, at least you don't hear the horror stories. Not yet anyways, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see in time. But for now, I think that's really it. That's all I got to say about the Altima itself. What would you pick? This, Sonata, or would you pay a little bit more for a Legacy, because that is going away? In any case, let me know what your thoughts are. Leave a like on the video, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll catch you later. Take care.